I'm Ken Hall, and this is my story. I come from a alcoholic family at a young age. My father was an alcoholic and very abusive to my mom. They say, that when I was toddler age, he put alcohol, beer in my bottle. When he would come pick me up, the first thing we would do is he'd stop and buy his couple of six-packs of beer for the travel, and he would pick me up a pack of pony beers. And that's how we traveled. When I turned 11, I was exposed to pot, marijuana. At that point, I didn't have access to it at any time I wanted, but I did like it. I liked the way I felt. I loved the way I could get into music. Every time you're always looking for a better high, something to take you to that next level. So the next step was smoking cocaine. My upper teens until my early 20s, that was how I survived, to the point where I couldn't afford it off of what functional work I did do, to the point where I was having to deal it and sell it to support my habit. At that point in time, my brother also was starting. He just had got married, had a young family, and had just started going to church. Him and his wife invited me to a church that they started in Liberty. They kept on to me about coming to see them in a Christmas play. People, adults, were standing up giving testimonials. I've seen grown men crying, I wasn't sure what that was about. Through the whole play and through the testimonials that was going on, I felt something tugging at me, but didn't realize or know what it was. The pastor had actually called and had me to meet with him, so I met with him at the church one evening. Before I went, I got off work, went home, drank a couple of beers, smoked a doob, took a shower. Didn't want him to smell it on me. As we got to talking, my heart just got heavier and heavier and heavier. I started asking him, who is Jesus? It got to the point in our conversation when he was telling me the redemption story, and I felt like I was ready to give my heart to the Lord. He asked me if I was ready to do that, and I said yes. And so we knelt down at the altar. I was still stoned, but when we got up, I was not stoned. It was gone. There was no feeling there at all of being stoned or high or anything. So at that point in time, I know the Lord was in my life. In '89, I ended up getting married. We had life insurance, but we found another life insurance for the same premium that was more of a total payout if something happened. To do that change, you had to do a blood test. So we did the blood test. To come back, she was accepted, and I was rejected. Doctor checked me out. He said, we'll send the blood work off, but you look healthy. I felt great. A week later, he called me back and told me I needed to come in and see him. That's when I found out I had hepatitis C. At that time, it kind of rocked our world. I actually ended up carrying it about 15 years before I got cirrhosis. In 2007, I went through my first transplant of the liver. That liver had given up. Along with the medicine that I take for that liver, it injured my kidneys to the point where they would not function properly. But the main concern was my family, the wife and the kids. How would they make it? Jesus, to me, is my everything. Going through the experiences that I went through after being saved, through my sickness and all that, it takes it from having kind of this idea of there is a God, but you'll never see him or never hear from him, to there is a God. There is a God that will take care of you and lead you down this holy path that he has for you to take. So he was there every step of the way. At the time when I had to mentally focus on dying, just letting go. It's over. He gave me that peace, And I know if that God can be there at those times, these times that I'm on the mountains, he's there, with ease.